Tigers closed out Big Ten tournament play last week. Purdue beat Northwestern 78-72 in the first round on Wednesday before falling to Nebraska 64-56 on Thursday. Purdue 13-18 and awaiting word on Sunday night whether they'll be playing in a postseason tournament to extend the 2023-24 season. Good evening, everybody, from Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union. It is the Katie Gearlds Show. We're going to be talking with the Boilermaker head coach. Also, assistant coach Alex Guyton is here. She'll do a couple of segments with us tonight as well. We hope that you'll follow along tonight on Facebook or one of our social media outlets at Purdue Athletics. Let us know where you're watching on Facebook, and we'll try and give you a shout-out. And we will have the head coach when we come back. It is the Katie Gearlds Show, presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Tournament time. This is a Purdue team that's having to adjust to life without Caitlin Harper.
Quick trigger there by Madison Layden. That's what she does.
You got to set up your defender to get hit by your teammate.
Ellis fakes the pass and knocks down the shot.
Purdue, Caroline Loud doing that with ease in that possession.
Terry somehow gets it down to Mary Ashley Stevenson.
We still count it here.
Layden, right back at you. Northwestern, largest lead of the evening. Ellis, before the clock, yes!
Oh, she's been getting such deep positioning.
Ellis gets that one to go. Jones, she's looking, gets all the way to the rim.
Hesitate and go.
Jones left alone. Woo! Purdue still in this one. Just short on that one. Who's going to convert? Jones does.
Now, right there, Northwestern's got to be aware where the ball's coming off of. Jones coming down.
Janae Terry quickly the other way. Jones picks up where she left off.
Into Pina expecting to make the shot, not expecting to get the foul called. And that's the shot that they want Maggie Pina to take. I know they didn't go in, but still, she's known as a knockdown shooter, especially when she's wide open. She normally gets her feet set. Timely three as well from a momentum standpoint. She gets her feet set, shoulders squared, but she has such a deep range. I mean, look, that is well behind the three-point line.
The game is not played on paper, people.
I like that.
Right here on the hardwood. Jones trying to go up against Walsh. Gets the bucket. That's big time. The time is winding down. Jones just keeps coming.
It's headed into tournament time. This is a Purdue team that's having to adjust to life without Caitlin Harper.
Welcome back to the Katie Gearlds Show, presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union. We're live at Walk-Ons at the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. First, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We've had great audiences all season long, and we appreciate the support. We appreciate the support this year at Mackey Arena, and I know, Katie, you're going to have a lot to have fans cheer about here in the coming years, but having them on board right now on the ground floor has got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I actually think we're top 20 in attendance on the year, so yeah, just over 6,000, and I think it's been a while since for us to average something like that. And you're right, like it's ground floor and nowhere to go but up from here.
Let's talk about the Big Ten tournament. We'll start last week with the game against Northwestern, a game that really didn't look good about 2.5 quarters in. You were down 12, and just there didn't seem to be any spark, and all of a sudden Abby Ellis hits a three, and it just seemed to get everything going, and you turned things around, had a 22-point turnaround down the stretch.
Yeah, it was tough for us to get it going. Obviously, we played really well at their place, and then they came out and zoned us and just couldn't quite get anything going. Obviously, playing without Caitlin changes a lot of things for us. And there was a timeout, I know 4:55 on the clock, and kind of laid into him a little bit, and Abby came out, hit a three, Rashunda hit a three, Spider gets a couple and ones in transition, and the tide kind of changed, but you know, we just started running our man stuff against the zone, and that seemed to work for us.
By the way, Ian McDougall just sent me a message. You were 16th in the country, just over 6,000 fans per game, and again, that's getting back to where we want to see Mackey Arena.
Yeah, it's special, and I think we have, I think that puts us 6th in the Big Ten, outside of Iowa, Indiana, Maryland, Ohio State, Nebraska. So I think that puts us 6th. So next year we'll try to get up in the top 5 and just keep climbing this thing.
Then Abby Ellis got hot, scored 25 points for you, but I thought Rashunda Jones also gave you great energy. you know, Rashonda, it's hard to get through that freshman year, and especially, you know, she's had some ups and downs this freshman year, but she was really able to save the best for last, it seems like.
Yeah, she was really, really good against Northwestern. Able to just get her out in transition. Janae did a good job of kicking the ball up to her. Same with Abby, and, you know, I think Spider had 3 and 1s that game. And then we changed our ball screen coverage in the fourth quarter and put Janae in a different spot than what she's used to, and you know, she just kind of locked down for us.
You mentioned that Caitlin Harper was out for you. We knew that she was injured on senior day. You started Elena. You know, Elena is a player who's developing, but she was able to do some things, I think, in that game and in the second game against Nebraska that gives you a little bit of hope for the future.
Yeah, and same thing against Michigan when we started her against Michigan. Just really solid on the defensive end. Obviously, I think our flow was messed up a little bit, you know, on the offensive end. You know, Caitlin was just such an anchor for us on both ends of the floor. But it's just like whenever we need a bucket, it was like throw the ball into Caitlin. We just knew what we were going to do. And just trying to, you know, missing that piece down the stretch. I thought our group did a really good job of, you know, trying to, you know, figure it out. We go on the road and lose to Michigan by 4, find a way to beat Northwestern, and, you know, lose to a team that makes it to the championship game that probably should have, you know, won the game. If they don't take a quick shot with about 2.5 minutes to go, they probably win that game, and to only lose by 2 and by 8. You know, no moral victories, but our group competed down the stretch.
By the way, we should mention, and a lot of the crowds were coming in as we were leaving, but we had, I think, pretty good attendance the first couple of days. What a great atmosphere that weekend was for women's college basketball.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, obviously I want it to be in Indianapolis. I think a lot of us here want it to be in Indianapolis, but Minneapolis did a great job. Obviously, Iowa's connection and filling the place with what Caitlin Clark has done for our game. But, you know, even our game, you know, Minnesota playing after us, there was a great crowd there. You know, we had a good crowd travel with us as well. And then the next day, Nebraska obviously traveled. So just a really good, really cool thing for our game. And to see it, you know, sold out 18-5 last night was pretty special. One
of the things you try to do during the season is to prepare yourself for postseason play. And you have a quick turnaround when you get into the Big Ten tournament. And if, in your case, you played in the late afternoon. Let's see, what time did we play? It's been a week ago. I don't remember what time we played.
5:30?
Yeah, 5:30, and then you turn around and play less than 18, 19 hours later. That was a really quick turnaround.
It was a quick turnaround, and I thought our kids really handled it maturely. They gave us a really early shoot-around time. We decided not to take that one and go off-site to Minnesota. Just allowed our kids to sleep in a little bit. You know, and I thought in our shoot-around, we were pretty focused and locked in on what we wanted to do defensively and how we thought we could score offensively. I mean, we were tied up 25-25 at half, and then it's a 3-point game going into the fourth quarter, and you know, just Nebraska was just a little bit too tough for us down the stretch.
Well, but Sophie Swanson, I think, again showed us a great glimpse of what the future holds. 25 points. She set a freshman record with 7 3-pointers. And I think you could see her confidence build with every shot that she made on Thursday.
Yeah, you can tell she's just got a different kind of moxie, a different kind of swag, different kind of edge out there when she plays. She didn't play well against Northwestern. Didn't shoot it well. She played fine. She didn't shoot it well, and I remember talking to her just like, hey, your time's coming. Stay with it. And she missed her first one against Nebraska, but then, you know, misses the next one and then comes and hits 6 in a row. And, you know, our young kids scored the last 22 points for us that game.
Some more numbers on this. You were one of 2 schools in the country this year that had 3 different freshmen score 20 or more points in a game. You had Mary Ashley Stevenson, Rashonda Jones, and Sophie Swanson do that, and got 3 more years of them to look forward to.
Yeah, just really good blocks for us. You know, I think, you know, Mary Ashley was so solid all year. I don't know if we're going to get into, we haven't talked about awards. We haven't had a show since then, we'll get into all that. But, you know, and then Rashonda kind of hit that wall, but then picked it up. And, you know, just yesterday was Sophie's 1-year anniversary from her surgery. And, you know, I know what that's like. And, you know, just down towards the end of the season, she was able to get through practices and start to understand things. And you can just see, you know, she's just a really special basketball player.
All right, we'll need to take a break here. We will be back with more of the Katie Gearlds Show presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Ellis finding some space, goes high off glass, pulling a rabbit out of her hat on that play. Goes back to the Boilers.
Well, let's go back to Abby Ellis. Ooh, a little magic trick, a little step through, and a way up over.
the block. The back of the makes a difference when those shots are falling for Nebraska. And Markowski is going to work on the inside. And that's why we started in our open talking about the inside-outside punch of Shelley and Markowski.
Fantastic to see that view. And another look at that and one.
Yeah, look at Abby Ellis just taking the hits like she's right there off of Terry's screen at the elbow. Looking for that back cut.
Swanson right in front of her own bench drains the three to close the third frame.
Look at this action by Purdue off that back screen. Swanson nails the triple with a feathery touch and the flick of the wrist.
3 fouls on Potts, the only Husker with 3. Swanson wants it again. She's got it from long range.
She's been a difference maker for Purdue in this game.
Her out, and then she's going to reorchestrate this offense. Finds the gap, finds the hot hand. Another one for Swanson.
She is on fire, and Terry gets it right back to her. Boom. And she throws up the triple, indicating that she's hot right now, and she wants another touch. That's when she said about, hey, we're playing with house money. We're just going to go and just compete.
Swanson, another 3.
Just watch right here. Jones kicking it out. Swanson, boom, 19 points for the freshman.
That ties her career high. And wants it again. Jones trying to find some space. The running jump.
Everyone needs a little playing time, so before a Purdue basketball game or anytime throughout the week, stop by Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. We mentioned that the Boilermakers played last week in the Big Ten tournament. Just before the tournament, they announced the all-conference teams. We had a few selections, and one of the selections, Mary Ashley Stevenson, was voted by the media as the freshman of the year. She was also voted to the all-freshman team by both the coaches and the media. And you know, Mary Ashley, working through that broken nose this year, I think she showed her toughness, she showed her versatility, and she showed a little bit of want to all season long.
I mean, I feel like every week it's just as how special Mary Ashley is. You know, it's we worked really hard. I think sometime in the fall, her and I were in the gym, and you know, we just talked about, you know, trying to chase that down, and she put the work in. You know, once, twice a week, extra workouts. You know, some of the times we had to tell her, hey, back off a little bit. You know, got a long season ahead of us, but the kid just kept working. And I mean it, like, she was just so important to us this year. She never looked like a freshman in that starting lineup, and just really proud of her and excited to see what she does for the next 3 years.
She also got honorable mention overall. Rashenda Jones was another member of the all-freshman team. We've talked a little bit about her, but I think we saw in spurts this year, and especially what we saw in Minneapolis and the game at Michigan, she can really, really make a difference for you going forward.
Yeah, just lightning quick. She's, you know, when the game slows down for her, it's still sped up because she's not a point guard, and we've asked her to do a lot there. And you know, when we can maybe finally move her off the ball next year a little bit more, and you know, she just starts to get it and understand more. She can change the game on both ends of the floor. Highly competitive, high motor. Another kid that's in the gym with us constantly. You know, the sky's the limit for number 2.
Abby Ellis was named, or Abby Ellis actually played very, very well for you in the Big Ten tournament. And she wasn't on the all-conference teams, but I did want to mention the fact that I thought she played some of her best basketball in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, she was unreal. She had a great senior night game. Then we would go on the road to Michigan. She played great. She had 23 points. Really kept us in the game there. Has a great run against Northwestern. And you know, they obviously keyed on her against Nebraska, but still was able to get to double figures, and just super competitive young woman that you know, she played her best ball down the stretch.
Maybe we could have brought her mom and dad out a little bit sooner.
if we could have flipped the bill on that one.
A player who did get honorable mention for you in the media and the coaches, Janae Terry, and what a stat stuffer. She needs a couple of rebounds. If the Boilermakers do play in the postseason, She is 2 rebounds away from 1,000 for her career. She already has 1,000 points. She already has 700 assists. If she gets the 2 rebounds, she would be the first player in Big Ten history to have 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 700 assists. Caitlin Clark is close, but she's not there yet.
She's not there yet. Janae's just a stat sheet stuffer, and man, I hope we get an opportunity to play whatever it is. I think it'd be really good for our young kids, and obviously want to help Janae get something like that. On top of that, I think she's pretty close to moving into the top 2 in assists for Purdue, and she's only played here for 3 years. Just someone that's, has just played hungry down the stretch for us, and has been a tremendous leader. Just super proud of Janae, and I hope that we can help her, play basketball as long as she can.
Another honoree was Caitlin Harper, who also got honorable mention. I was glad to see her get it from both the coaches and from the media. A player, we've listed her at 6'2". We know that she's not that. 5'10", 5'11"-ish, somewhere in that range. And for her to do what she was able to do, score 1,900 points in her career, is really a testament to her intelligence and her hard work.
Yeah, just unreal. I think she shot, if you take out her threes this year, she shot over 62% from inside the arc at 5'10" in the Big Ten. I mean, that's really, really special. And she was having the game of her life against Penn State. Just unfortunate that it happened. But she was so great in practice, so great on the bench. She was such a balance for Mary Ashley out there. And, even though she wasn't playing against Michigan, Northwestern, Nebraska, she was still so solid in helping our young kids. Saw her today in the training room, still pretty swollen. I think surgery's this week, so hopefully we can get the swelling and the range of motion back, and we can get 34s healthy.
Yeah, I think the surgery, I believe, is scheduled for Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So good luck to Caitlin, and we wish her a very speedy recovery. All right, we'll be back with more of the head coach in 2 minutes. It's the Katie Gearlds Show, presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield. Long pass to Abby Ellis. Ellis in transition, floats from 15 and hits. And that will end our first half of play.
Lock yourself in, play really, really hard. Believe you're going to win and play that way.
Rashonda Jones with it. Rashonda drives. Rashonda with a scoop shot, lays it up and in. Boilermakers on a 5-0 run, coming back the other way with a basketball. Here's Jones up top, 3 in the air. Go! Rashonda Jones with a triple, and the Boilermakers with an 8-0 run. Ellis with a pull-up jumper from 15, good.
It's been Abby Ellis and Rashonda Jones here in the second half.
JT coming down, long pass to Rashonda Jones on the right side. Rashonda to the basket, lays it up, scores and draws the foul. Chance to tie it at the free throw line. Carry into the front court. JT back off to Layton, 3 in the air. Yes! Madison Layton with the triple. Purdue by 3. Ellis driving. Ellis gets a step. Ellis with a pump fake, lays it up and in. Jones drives. Jones draws off the glass, scores and draws another foul. They go, and that's it. They got the ball. It bounced to Ellis, and the Boilermakers, for the first time this season, trailing at the half, come back to win. They knock off Northwestern 78-72.
And 1, Queen. Let's go. It's going to take more than that tomorrow. Have an opportunity to keep playing. Why not stay here long? That's right. Yes. Let's go, baby. Nice play.
Welcome back to the Katie Gearlds Show, presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. Lafayette Limo, family-owned, women-owned, serving Greater Lafayette for over 33 years. Shuttles to and from Indianapolis and O'Hare airports 365 days a year. Make your reservations now at LafayetteLimo.com. Lafayette Limo, proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics. Before we go any further tonight, we want to thank Anthony, who has been our server all season long here at Walk-Ons. He's done a great job. Understand he is graduating this semester with 4 degrees. I was
in 4 years.
In 4 years, I did a little too much extracurricular stuff to graduate with 4 degrees.
I just played basketball.
I understand.
So that was enough for me.
So he's done a great job, and again, we
Yeah,
thank
Anthony.
walk-ons for being a great. He has no. He was just back in the
He
kitchen.
has no idea we're
yeah.
celebrating Anthony right now.
That's okay. That's all right. It's all good. It's all good. All right. This week, you don't know what's going to happen because just to let people know, the NCAA tournament selection will be on Sunday night. There are 2 tournaments that'll go after the NCAA. You have the WBIT, which is owned by the NCAA. So you got the NCAA is 68 teams. The WBI team has 32 teams. And then the WNIT, which I think is still run by Triple Crown, if I'm not mistaken, has 48 teams. So you need to fill 148 postseason slots. At this point, we don't know. This is the 13-18 record, the number 71 net ranking. Does that get in? We're going to find out the same as everybody else is
on Sunday.
On Sunday, and it'll probably be pretty late because you got to have the NCAA first and all that domino stuff. So we'll know sometime on Sunday night whether there will be more basketball. In the interim, what are you doing this week?
Yeah. So we got back Thursday night. Allowed everybody to just go home. It is spring break, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We come back Wednesday night, and we'll work. So we'll practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then see what happens. Even if hopefully we get a chance, but if we don't, then we've not wasted an opportunity for us to get better with our young kids.
Right.
I know we didn't win games down the stretch, but we got better. We stopped turning the basketball over. I think there was a little bit more understanding from our young kids what we wanted to do on both ends of the floor. I am really proud of our growth. I know it didn't translate to wins, and and that stinks. Stop myself from saying.
I did. I said.
Yeah, proud of me.
I am.
Proud of me.
Growth throughout the season.
Yes.
Everybody grows.
Yeah.
It's good.
But no, we did make progress, and I think it'll leave our kids hungry. But if we can continue to play basketball, I want to play with our team as long as we can.
I thought Coach Painter, and I watched him in the post-game press conference yesterday, and he made a really good point. To build a program, you've got to have not great, but really, really solid recruiting classes, one after the other after the other. I think it's safe to say you've hit the jackpot with your current freshman class. You got 3 freshmen for sure that are playing a lot of minutes, have been very productive. We got 2 more that have the possibility to play. You got to be really excited about the 3 you've got coming in. We're talking Jordan Poole from Fort Wayne was named to the Indiana All-Star team, so she will be playing in the Indiana-Kentucky series. Lana McCarthy just won her 2nd straight state championship in basketball. She had 20 points and 8 rebounds in the championship game. She's missed basketball in New Hampshire.
Correct.
And you were telling me that Kendall Purrier has also won some sort of an award today in Kansas City.
Yeah, for Player of the Year in the Kansas City. We got a good class coming
and
in.
Amaya Reynolds. Let's not forget Amaya Reynolds.
And add Amaya to a top 50 kid to that class, really. Special group. If you count just volleyball and basketball, I think Lana lost 8 games in her career in those 2 sports. I think Jordy's going to take, the faithful by the storm. She plays with a flair. She's got some wiggle to her a little bit, and then KP is as hardworking as it comes. And her brother was a dominant force at Mizzou, and I think Kendall has an opportunity to do the same for us. So. And then Amaya has, she's been in the system. She gets it. She's been able to practice with us. So I'm excited when we get all those kids here. We will be young, but it'll be a really fun group.
We can't talk about the class of 25 signees, but it's safe to say that I think you're in pretty good position there to build that string even further.
That was the idea, to keep stacking classes the best we could. I sat down and actually talked to Matt and Elliot a lot about, what it takes and not really building this thing through the portal, but building it the right way. And, I think our young kids, they just love Purdue. And I think everybody on our team right now, even though, Janae and Caitlin and Abby didn't start their careers at Purdue, they loved being a Boilermaker, and I think that's just going to continue to grow and get better and better.
All right, we're going to give the head coach a break. We'll have Alex Guyton when we come back. It is the Katie Gearlds Show presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield. From the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Purdue Women's Basketball.
Same kind of effort, same kind of execution. Let's get it done. Come on. Make winning the most important thing.
Hey, play with some love today, all right? Love for Purdue, love for each other, love for basketball, all right? Everybody up.
Love the basketball, yay!
Ellis in transition, bounce pass to Stevenson, and she lays it in. 3-point line back to Harper. 3 in the air for Caitlin is no good, but the rebound comes right to Janae Terry. She dumps it off to Stevenson, who lays it in. Harper steps back, throws off to Stevenson. Another jumper on the way. Mary Ashley hits again. She has scored 10 in the opening quarter. Terry drives to the free throw line, off to Ellis for a long 2. That is good. To the locker room, the Boilermakers will hold a lead. Keep in mind, Purdue this year, when leading at the half, undefeated at 11-0.
Yeah, go get it, go get it. They're not going to get it to you, we got to go get it.
This is Copeland. Copeland double team, has it stolen. There's Sophie Swanson with the steal, with the layup, good. Off to Madison Lade. Sophie Swanson, open 3, left side, good. Sophie Swanson with the triple. Sophie having a big afternoon on both ends. Side for Harper, who gets the ball, working against Williams, who has 4 fouls. Harper goes up with a left and scores. And the rebound, Janae Terry. Long pass to Ellis, who makes the catch, lays it up and in. Purdue by 19. And timeout called by Wisconsin. We have a timeout on the floor here. That's all Boilermakers here in the Kohl Center.
Well, Purdue has their first sweep of a Big Ten opponent this year. They beat Wisconsin on the road in Madison, 79-55.
Just all collectively, y'all. It's just so good. So good. Staying true to what we want to do defensively on the offensive end, the way the ball moved, and it just really, really, really good stuff. This team, we're not done. We're not done. Absolutely not. You keep fighting and you keep believing like this. Keep it right there. Okay? Keep it right there for us. And then who knows what the hell is going to happen? Because there's enough in this room to cause a lot of problems in March. All right? Keep believing. Okay?
Purdue Global is Purdue's accredited and affordable online solution for working adults. Persistence pays off at Purdue Global. Once again, we don't know if the Boilermakers will have another game this season, but if they do, you can hear it on Bob FM. We'll have all the details late Sunday night. And Alex, we hope we can keep playing.
Absolutely.
Because you always have, there's always another game. There's always a next game.
Always. And I mean, we were just talking, me and KG, like, we don't want to stop playing. We want to go back in the office. We want to go back to work, and having that itch and just waiting, it's obnoxious, but we're hopefully really excited for what the future brings.
You know, and even though the stay was shorter in Minneapolis than we would have liked, I think getting that postseason experience, there's nothing like winning a postseason game. I don't care if it's in the Big Ten tournament, the NCAA, whatever it is. There's nothing like winning and that chance to get your sticker up there, but also to keep playing. That survive and advance mentality.
Absolutely. That level of excitement and just that pure joy that you have, it kind of brings back the kid in you, and they're just playing a game, and you don't know when you're going to play again, and just giving everything you got. And I think our girls definitely got a taste of that, and we don't want to stop.
What do you remember when you think back in your playing days? You played in tournament games. What was it about either the Big Ten tournament or NCAA that really sticks with you years later?
Honestly, it's just like, everything starts to click and you start to figure it out. It's just a feeling around the atmosphere of the games, the arena, the fan base. It's just a level of amped up excitement, and you can't explain it, but it's literally just the most purest form of basketball, and it's so much fun.
Did you get more nervous for games like that, or was it once you played, is it just like another game?
It's almost just like automatic. You're in sync at that point. You have the same routine. You know what you're doing. You're eating the same meals. You're doing the same things over and over. But you take joy in it, and you understand the process, and you love the process of warming up with your teammates and laughing and giggling and getting in the game mode and executing the scout to the T and understanding the game plan. It's just a different level of excitement.
You know, even though the Boilermakers lost 2 of the last 3, you go to that game at Michigan and then the win over Northwestern and the loss to Nebraska. You could see in spurts the growth. You could see where this team has really come since November, and you fast forward that and you put another year of experience on these kids and bring in some more talent. It has to get you excited about what's ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, I know, like KG said, it didn't accumulate in a lot of wins, but the growth and adversity we were able to overcome this year is only going to make us a stronger basketball team going forward. And the future, the sky is the limit. And having this taste early, having this negative taste early, is only going to make sure that we don't have this experience again.
Well, we know that good players play during the season. Great players are made during the summertime. Whenever this season ends, if it hasn't ended or if it will end here in a few weeks, then now it's to the next step to try to get players better. How will you help those players? What can you do over the summertime to help them get better?
I think you can take away the motivation aspect of it. I think they're all going to be motivated to go in the gym, so it's just us to make sure that they're getting better at the things they're already good at, but definitely improving on the things that on their weaknesses. And I think the buy-in, we won't have a problem with that because this group is very hungry, and the freshman class that we have coming in, they're very hungry. So just building that collectiveness together and going forward, it'll be fun to watch.
You have a chance to do a lot of the scouting and looking at the players that you're considering. Give me your breakdown. These three kids you've got coming up, Jordan, Lana, and Kendall, you've got to be, again, excited to see what they can bring to this program.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Poole, the way she can pass the ball, like KG said, she's got some wiggle to her. She's tough. I mean, coming from the state of Indiana, she's got a little swagger to her. I think she elevates our program, and just being a little gnat on defense. She's got a little bit it to her, and we love to see that, especially because she's a little one. KP, man, she's just a boss. I mean, she owns the paint. She reminds me of myself and wanting the physicality and embracing it, so you love that. And just going to be seeing her growth in the weight room and her footwork and being able to stretch the floor is going to be great. And then Lana, man, she's a woman out there. She can move. She can cover in ball screen coverage. She's smart. She's very talented, as you can see, with breaking a lot of high school records and doing the things she's been able to do there. But just a force also in embracing physicality. I think it's kind of that old school Big Ten basketball intermixed with kind of the new style of play where you bring some fast, some speed, and some athleticism to it.
Just to put some numbers on that with Lana, she won 6 state championships, 2 in women's basketball and 4 in volleyball. She's a winner.
She's a winner. That's big time. She comes from a great AAU program, and like she's built different, and we want to embrace that here.
All right, we're talking with Alex Guyton. We'll have more with Alex in just a couple of minutes. It's the Katie Gearlds Show presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Tournament time. This is a Purdue team that's having to adjust to life without Caitlin Harper.
Quick trigger there by Madison Layden. That's what she does.
You got to set up your defender to get hit by your teammate.
Ellis fakes the pass and knocks down the shot.
Purdue, Caroline Loud doing that with ease in that possession.
Terry somehow gets it down to Mary Ashley Stevenson.
We still count it here.
Layden, right back at you. Northwestern, largest lead of the evening. Ellis, before the clock, yes!
Oh, she's been getting such deep positioning.
Ellis gets that one to go. Jones, she's looking, gets all the way to the rim.
Hesitate and go.
Jones left alone. Woo! Purdue still in this one. Just short on that one. Who's gonna convert? Jones does.
Now, right there, Northwestern's got to be aware where the ball's coming off of. Jones coming down.
Janae Terry quickly the other way. Jones picks up where she left off.
Into Pina expecting to make the shot, not expecting to get the foul called. And that's the shot that they want Maggie Pina to take. I know they didn't go in, but still, she's known as a knockdown shooter, especially when she's wide open. She normally gets her feet set. Timely 3 as well from a momentum standpoint. She gets her feet set, shoulders squared, but she has such a deep range. I mean, look, that is well behind the 3-point line.
The game is not played on paper, people.
I like that.
Right here on the hardwood. Jones trying to go up against Walsh. Gets the bucket. That's big time. The time is winding down. Jones just keeps coming.
It's headed into tournament time. This is a Purdue team that's having to adjust to life without Caitlin Harper.
Quick trigger there by...
Welcome back to the Katie Gearlds Show, presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. Great place, by the way, to watch March Madness, which is coming upon us here in about a week. It's time for the Pro Boilers feature, where we look at how former Purdue student-athletes are doing in their professional sports careers. Pro Boilers is presented by Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products. Get to know us at indianakitchen.com. Both our Pro Boilers and Indiana Kitchen are boiler-made. Aya Traore, still playing in Spain, played 32 minutes last night, 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 block shots. Her team lost 72-60, but Aya this year is averaging 12.5 points and 8.5 rebounds, and Aya Traore will turn 41 in July. Still playing professional basketball at a high level. Ariana Harris in Spain played Saturday night. She had 8 points and 15 rebounds and 2 block shots. Her team won 67-57. She's averaging just under 9 points and better than 8 rebounds a game. So congratulations to those two. You know, I haven't really asked. We're in the mode right now. You want to play more basketball, and then you're going to have the semester finish up, and then you're going to go out and you're going to watch players and recruit. What do you do for fun in the summertime? When do you get away? What's the plans for right now for Alex Guyton?
The plans for me are just to relax. I think I have a trip planned for my birthday to Chicago. Other than that, just kind of do some home assignments that I haven't been able to throughout the year, and spend time with my family and my dog, and just kind of decompress a little bit, honestly.
You do have to get away once in a while, right?
I do,
I mean,
yeah.
as much as you love basketball, and I think sometimes we see a lot of times with student athletes, they get away during the Maymester, and I think it's good for both player and coach.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be together as a family, but even sometimes families need a little bit of a break.
Absolutely, and I appreciate the break in between recruiting sessions and things like that. It'll be nice to kind of decompress, but honestly, like right now, as we're still kind of in the mix of it, I want to keep going.
You know, it's been a lot of fun to watch the growth this year, and I know we've talked about the Caitlin Clark effect, and certainly the fact that we were sold out at the Big Ten tournament was because of that. But you know, you look at the TV ratings, and you can see women's basketball now on the incline, and it has to be gratifying to somebody who's in the business and who's played to see the level of I don't know if acceptance is the right word, but the level of interest right now in the sport.
Absolutely, we're relevant, and it's big time, and especially for the Big Ten to be on the pedestal of that because of Caitlin Clark. I think it's amazing. She's done amazing things for our sport, and so have other athletes before her. But for her to be on the main page and represent the Big Ten, and the Big Ten schools being able to play against her, it puts our brand in a bigger marketplace than it's ever been before. And I think people are starting to recognize that the Big Ten is a major conference along with the ACC and all the other conferences.
It'll be interesting to see too how that boost will translate to the WNBA, because you have a feeling a lot of sponsors are going to go and they're going to follow that trail, and so again that will just elevate things.
Absolutely, it's amazing. I mean, you had people like Candace Parker and Maya Moore and others who elevated the game, but to have Caitlin Clark going in to elevate it another notch, and she's bringing a lot of eyes to basketball that haven't watched it before, and it can only elevate our brand.
All right, Alex Guyton is going to spend the next few seconds selling season tickets next year for Purdue women's basketball. What are people going to be excited about watching this program in 24-25?
I mean, we're going to be young, we're going to be exciting, we're going to be brand new. I just think you continue to support what we've done, and the brand is only going to get better, and I think we're bringing in better players and better excitement, and we've had great support this past year, like KG acknowledged. I mean, the fan base that we have is amazing. You came out proud, and I hope they come out proud again and continue to represent these young ladies.
Some great building blocks in place, Alex, and we can't wait to see what you and the coaching staff do with them. Thanks for coming on with us tonight, and again, we hope we play a little bit more basketball this year.
Thank you so much, Tim.
All right, we'll have Katie when we come back. It is the Katie Gearlds Show, presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Ellis finding some space, goes high off glass, pulling a rabbit out of her hat on that play. Goes back to the Boilers.
Well, let's go back to Abby Ellis. Ooh, a little magic trick, a little step through, and a way up over the block. The back of the makes a difference when those shots are falling for Nebraska. And Markowski is going to work on the inside. And that's why we started in our open talking about the inside-outside punch of Shelley and Markowski.
Fantastic to see that view, and another look at that and one.
Yeah, look at Abby Ellis just taking the hits like she's right there off of Terry's screen at the elbow. Looking for that back cut.
Swanson right in front of her own bench drains the three to close the third frame.
Look at this action by Purdue off that back screen. Swanson nails the triple with a feathery touch and the flick of the wrist.
3 fouls on Potts, the only Husker with 3. Swanson wants it again. She's got it from long range.
She's been a difference maker for Purdue in this game.
Her out, and then she's going to reorchestrate this offense. Finds the gap, finds the hot hand. Another one for Swanson.
She is on fire, and Terry gets it right back to her. Boom. And she throws up the triple, indicating that she's hot right now, and she wants another touch. That's when she said about, hey, we're playing with house money. We're just going to go and just compete.
Swanson, another 3.
Just watch right here. Jones kicking it out. Swanson, boom, 19 points for the freshman.
That ties her career high. Uh-oh, and wants it again. Jones trying to find some space. The running jumper goes.
Everyone needs a little playing time, so before a Purdue basketball game or any time throughout the week, stop by Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. Appreciate Alex coming on, and I know that, Katie, you and the coaches have really grinded this year to try to, get this program back to where you want it to be, and we've talked about the wins and losses haven't been what you want this year, but building a foundation, and I know that nobody's working harder than your staff is right now.
Man, I tried to force them to take some time off, these days, and, steady text messages from all of them,
Yep.
And I think we're just all committed to getting Purdue back. Kelly and I were talking about this the other day. You look at where Indiana is, that's 11 years in the making. It's a grind, it's a process, and you look at this class that we have and the one we have coming in, and if we can continue to stack classes, the recipe is here, and I believe in what we're doing. I love the makeup of our group and our staff, and think we have a chance to turn this thing around.
I want to check on Facebook. Ira from Swamico, Wisconsin, who's been with us all season long. Can't wait to see Mary Ashley continue to progress and see what a healthy Sophie. And again, you mentioned it's a year out from the surgery, and I saw Sophie on Friday after she had a big game the day before, and probably the biggest smile on her face. You could almost see the confidence well up in her, and after that day.
Yeah, you can feel it building in practice. Like you could just feel it, and I think she hit 1-3 in the fourth quarter, and she just kind of got that look in her eye, like I'm here. And I know we didn't end up winning, but I think a full spring, summer, fall, and a season with a healthy Sophie Swanson can be pretty dangerous.
We got John from Littlestown, Pennsylvania, who's also been with us all year. He wants to know the freshmen that'll be coming in. We've talked about the 3 freshmen. When will they actually get on campus?
So we start summer classes June 12th, maybe. So they move in like that weekend, the 9th, 10th, 11th, whatever those days are. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I know Jordy has All-Stars that week. I think Kendall and Lana might be moving in like that Friday and then go home and graduate and then come back and then classes start on that Monday.
Carol in Beech Grove says, we love you, Katie. Not surprising being from Beech Grove. They should love you. There was a question about grad assistant. You got Abby, who's been your grad assistant this year. She has another year left, so she'll be back next season
she'll
as
be
well.
Back next season.
Ed coming in from Knightstown, and Sheila from Remington. And, of course, Brianne over in Muncie, and Robin, watching her daughter a little bit earlier, says the future is very bright for our Boilermakers.
Thanks, Robin.
The schedule next year does not get any easier. And I'm not just talking about the conference schedule. You look at the top 20 today, top 25 in the AP. Iowa's number 2, USC's number 3, UCLA's number 6, Ohio State's number 7, Indiana's number 15, Nebraska receives votes. Those are all conference games next year.
Love it.
There you go.
Love it. It's going to be exciting. Let's be honest. Iowa loses a little bit of firepower.
Yes.
Nebraska with Jazz Shelley, but they should be back outside of Jazz. They've got a good returning core back.
J.C. Sheldon at Ohio State's a huge piece for what they do.
Huge piece of what they do. But with the transfer portal, you just never know, right? Like Maryland loses everything that they lose, but Brenda's gonna get somebody out of the portal.
Yeah.
USC and UCLA, I think both of those teams will return a lot.
Juju Watkins will be here.
Juju Watkins will be here.
Who, by the way, scored more as a freshman than Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, special.
Process that for a minute.
You know what? Watching that game yesterday, she scored 51 against Stanford the first time they played them, and so Stanford guarded, basically didn't let Juju shoot, and she was like, all right, and she just was fine off the ball, and you listen to her, I was like, man. When winning is the most important thing, that was really special for an 18-year-old kid.
It is, and it's very impressive for somebody that young. Absolutely. The Boilermakers again. I asked Alex the same question. I'll ask you the same question I asked Alex. What do you do? What can you do to get away? When will you get away from all this? I mean, at some point you got to step back. Mental health-wise, at some point you got to step back.
Man, other than kicking Beth's butt on the golf course in the May shutdown week that we get. We get a shutdown in May where we can't, nobody can come. You can't text, you call, you turn off your phone. A trip to Myrtle Beach to kick Beth Kuchar's butt on the golf course sounds like just what I need.
The gauntlet has been thrown down. I hope Beth is watching. All right, we'll have the final segment of the Katie Gearlds Show presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union after this on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield. Long pass to Abby Ellis. Ellis in transition, floats from 15 and hits. And that will end our first half of play.
Lock yourself in, play really, really hard. Believe you're going to win and play that way.
Rashunda Jones with it. Rashunda drives. Rashunda with a scoop shot, lays it up and in. Boilermakers on a 5-0 run, coming back the other way with a basketball. Here's Jones up top, 3 in the air. Go! Rashunda Jones with a triple, and the Boilermakers with an 8-0 run. Here's Ellis with a pull-up jumper from 15, good.
It's been Abby Ellis and Rashunda Jones here in the second half.
JT coming down, long pass to Rashunda Jones on the right side. Rashunda to the basket, lays it up, scores and draws the foul. Chance to tie it at the free throw line. Terry into the front court. JT back off to Layton, 3 in the air. Yes! Madison Layton with the triple. Purdue by 3. Ellis driving. Ellis gets a step. Ellis with a pump fake, lays it up and in. Jones drives. Jones draws off the glass, scores and draws another foul. To go, and that's it. They got the ball and bounced to Ellis, and the Boilermakers, for the first time this season, trailing at the half, come back to win. They knock off Northwestern 78-72.
And 1, Queen. Let's go. It's going to take more than that tomorrow. I have an opportunity to keep playing. Why not stay here long? That's right. Yeah. Yeah! Go, baby. Nice play.
This week's game plan is presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union, home of the official credit union for Purdue fans. Learn more about their products and services at purduefed.com. Again, we won't know until Sunday night if the Boilermakers season will continue. If it does, we'll have all the games right here on Bob FM. If it doesn't, we'll talk to you again next season. I do want to mention one of the springboards you've got going into the 24-25 season. You're making a European trip. Usually those can help get a great bonding experience and also bring your team closer together.
Yeah, obviously we're going to have a young team, and whatever happens in the off season, we get 10 full practices with each other and a chance to travel to Europe and Barcelona, Porto, Lisbon, play some games over there and really bond. Excited what it can do for our team.
Well, I know, again, it's been a trying season, but I think it's been a season of growth. It's been a season we're going to look back on years from now and say that was the year that we started to build the foundation here, and the better things are ahead. And I know you believe that deep down. I know that right now you want to win. Yeah. We all want to win, but I think the future certainly is bright.
Yeah, I got a text the other day that's, how cliche it is, like sometimes things got to fall completely apart before they can get better, and I think you'll find a renewed focus and a hunger with our groups moving forward.
Well, KG, always on it. Appreciate your honesty. Appreciate the fact that you're willing to share things both with us on the air and some things that we can't talk about on the air.
Maybe too much.
Maybe too much sometimes. No, actually, it's been great working with you, and I can't wait again for the season. And let's hope again that we're still talking about the season here next week.
Yeah, let's hope.
All right. Thanks to Katie Gearlds. Thanks to Alex Guyton for coming in a little bit earlier. Our on-site engineer tonight, Wes Scott, our producer all season long, Roger Forsyth. We thank him for that. Video by McCarty Cummings. Again, we'll find out late Sunday night whether the Boilermakers will play in either the WBIT or WNIT, and if they do, we'll have the games right here on Bob FM. This is Tim Newton. You've been watching us and listening to us here on the Katie Gearlds Show, presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.